Hello! I'm Thirsty, this is my Nice Get Nuked, and we're doing Rotten Under Ooze Town in the nuked setting of the Spiced system, which I co-wrote. Huzzah. Thank Guru for me. This is my lovely crew down here. They're all lovely people. Well, some of them. And some of them are actually currently half pickled in mead. So yes. Who are you people? Who will you be playing today? And which of you is currently pickled in mead?
I am Spanners. I'm definitely pickled in mead. And I will be playing Timi, who will definitely be causing mayhem this evening.
Good. Right.
I'm guessing it's me next.
I could have skipped. I can skip to Eivor if you want.
No, it's fun. I'm
Okay.
Lilth. I will be playing Anita. I'm not pickled in mead or any form of alcohol, unfortunately, but I probably will be using some drugs on some people and maybe making something go boom.
Huzzah! Excellent. Well, that's always good to hear, because there has been a decided lack of explosions in the last few weeks.
Yeah, and I may have some proficiency in explosives, maybe.
I see. Spanners is currently remembering the macros she showed up for chat. Is there a screwdriver one? I'm sorry, everyone who's not looking at chat. Oh, there we are.
They've all
Right.
gone.
Well, for anyone who's not reading chat but is lurking, the rules of chat are: don't be at all about someone's gender, don't be at all about someone's race, and don't be at all about, anything.
Or a screwdriver.
That's the one. So, yeah. Now, I think in the midst of all of that, Eivor got kind of left behind there. So, last, but by no means least in any way, shape or fashion, Eivor.
I'll be playing Zeke tonight. I'm not pickled in mead, but slowly getting there with whiskey.
A fine substitution. And so, can anyone remember what is happening?
Yes!
I thought I'd play that. Some people do the dice of recapping. Some people, we roll and see who fails. But yeah, generally it's just me. So, everyone can remember? Everyone knows exactly what's happened?
Yeah.
Alright. Everyone remembers every detail of last time?
Possibly not.
For example, just to pick a random detail from the air. Lilth, do you remember what name is engraved on the side of your gun?
No.
Marcia.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Yes, the name of the man who was murdered. Yeah, murdered's partner who is expecting a child.
Yes,
Child who will now grow up without a father because you murdered him.
I didn't murder
Oh no,
him.
you
I
as
just
a group. You as a group. You were just once again.
No, his body almost
culpable.
landed on me.
Yeah, you're connected with the murder, much like those 12 people who burned to death in that brothel. Once again, connected.
Vaguely.
You just happen to be there when people die horribly.
Yeah.
Lucky there isn't any kind of effective police force. So let me get this right. You just happen to be there when 14 people die. Over the span of 2 days. Mighty suspicious to me. Anyway, so we find our lovely chaps and chapesses on a rooftop. On a rooftop in the town of Ooze Town. The town of Ooze Town that is within the desolation that is the south of England. Thought I'd do it the other way around. Normally go in, out, in, now I go in, out. There we are. Right, so you are standing on a flat roof. It's tarred underfoot. And before you, well, in fact, actually between you, because you're currently standing on 3 sides of a square building, is this sort of roof building, this penthouse building. At shoulder height, so approximately 4.5 feet, I'd say. There begins plate glass 360 windows. Within, you can see a young, chiseled man who, yeah, he looks good. Who currently has a long sleeve shirt tied around his front like an apron, and a rather larger, corpulent gentleman laying on a chaise longue. And for all of those who will end up watching this on YouTube with subtitles, yes, that is a horrible word for subtitles. But yeah. Shadow's lozenge is what I got when I was recapping that. It's excellent. But hey. So, here you are in Ooze Town, surrounding this penthouse suite at the brothel known as Butts. You have, for the last few days, been looking for this fellow Bill, who you all recognise, having run into him 3 days ago. But particularly, Timi recognises him, because he was overseeing you being beaten to a pulp only a few short days ago. But you're probably still carrying bruises. But let's face it, all of you are carrying bruises, because none of you are really the worse for wear. Timi has traces of blood at the sides of her mouth from burning herself horribly. Anita is pissed out of her skull, currently, having got drunk, got in a fight, got thrown out of the brothel, and then snuck in through the beer cellar, having chugged directly from the beer lines on the way back in, and then dressed as Mario. Fuck, I said it again. Yes, dressed as a popular character, best known as a red and blue clad plumber from Brooklyn. Once played by Bob Hoskins. Is it Bob Hoskins? I don't know if it's Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
Yes. Also of Smee fame. And Zeke, I believe you are currently attempting to silently intimidate a man through an armoured glass window with a rifle and head gestures.
Sounds accurate.
Yes.
Less well thought through now you mentioned the armoured glass, but hey ho.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you guys did previously try to take up SWAT positions on either side of the door, neglecting the fact that it was made of glass. The wall was made of glass. So, yeah. Anyway, here you are on 3 sides of this impregnable glass box. Go. What the hell are you doing? The people inside are sitting in an armoured glass box. They're a little worried, but
How high do these plate glass windows go up? Is it just sort of to ceiling level and then it's a regular ceiling? Or is it like ceiling included so you can see the night sky?
I believe we said it was a flat tiled roof previously. I think it was about 8 feet high, because you had to like throw Jerry onto the top of it previously.
Okay. Looking through, can I see sort of any ventilation in the ceiling that might be available for access?
So give me a perception. Roll a dice. Anything is possible if you roll a dice.
Perception. I botched.
You botched. You're absolutely fucking sure. You're really, really, really sure that there's clearly going to be some ventilation on the door that you're looking at right now. Like, it looks like it's an armoured door, but you could definitely force a finger through somewhere. It can't be that well fitted, so they've got to breathe. You abandon searching the ceiling. It seems like a fool's errand. But absolutely convinced that, like, under some thin, like, namby-pamby plating, there's probably a vent on this door.
Okay. As far as I would say, as reason would allow, but Zeke being Zeke, as far as is humanly possible, Zeke is going to check every sort of screw and bolt to find this plate that will come free and reveal the ventilation.
Okay, we shall leave you at that. Inspecting the door minutely. What's everyone else doing?
So Timi decided last time to try and smack the window with her nail gun.
Yes, you pistol whipped it.
Yeah, it didn't work.
No.
So she's going to be quite irritated at this point, and is going to try and remove at least one of like the top bricks from that little low wall on the side. Is it strength?
I would assume so. I mean, you can if you can justify something else for like looking for a loose one or anything like that.
Break false and ignorance.
Okay, yeah.
Jeez, they take the wall off.
Oh fuck. Okay. Yeah, you Yeah, you go over to the wall next to the you go to the piss-soaked stretch of the wall next to the stairs.
I don't want to do that.
And you just walk over to it. You're a bit. You're. It's been a long day. You're in pain. This is not how you saw this shit going down. And you just kick the wall. And lo and behold, like, you don't know if it's years of people just pissing over this stretch of the wall, or the bloke who catapulted over it very recently, or his face when it hit the other side. But something has weakened this stretch of wall, and you just kind of take like an overlong, like clownish step, like as your foot just comes down and the wall just falls. In that way, when you have a stretch of wall that's sort of oddly mortared, like badly done, they use too much sand or something, it just crumbles and a whole stretch just falls out. And one of the bricks snaps in half. Maybe sort of 6 or 8 bricks just fall out as a solid slab and fall into the courtyard out the back. Actually, fuck it, they fall straight through the doors about into the beer cellar, breaking the stairs, which someone's going to be happy about.
Okay.
But yeah, you've secured yourself a half brick.
She is going to take that half brick, and remove a single nail from the nail gun. And take it up to this window, place the nail on the window, and smack it with the brick, creating a point of force. She is going to physics this bastard.
Okay. Go ahead.
What am I rolling?
Justify something.
Okay.
Is this an armed CC to attack the nail? Is it a strength to exert force?
Well, I guess it could well be an armed CC because she's specifically using a weapon at this point.
No, yeah. And a fine British weapon, the half brick.
Exactly, and needs to do it with some manner of poise and not just like brute strength and shouting.
Yeah. Okay. So you tee up, as it were.
Yep. And I use a legendary point immediately because no, not happening. Which gives me on the second roll 16.
Yeah, so you tee up, you swing the brick back, you drop the nail. Fuck. You pick it up again. You place it in the little like chip you made earlier. Like making best of a structural weakness. And you smack it as hard as you bloody can. And you see a tiny chunk. Maybe about the size of like a piece of like chipped ice that you get from one of those shitty dispensers in a harvester. Just fly out of the glass on the other side. and three little cracks, maybe about the size of a hand, just spread out from a nail, which is a few centimeters into the glass. I mean, it's thick glass. You have broken the outer skin, gone through the plastic that it laminates, and hit the other side, and made a tiny hole.
That'll do for now.
Yeah. You might not be able to get the nail out, though. Huzzah! Truss a nail off.
Anita, seeing these two trying to do this, is going to pull the glow jar out of her bag and go, guys, make things go boom.
Make things go boom then.
Mm-hmm. And as there's already a weak point in that glass...
I would point out that I seem to recall we said that it was just becoming dusky at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So you pull out the glow jar and it is immediately apparent you have pulled out a glow jar.
Yeah.
Which, is a cool visual, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Essentially, you pull like a low-grade glow stick out of your bag, but it's the thickness. It's the thickness of a pint glass and the length of a man's forearm.
Yep. And I set that up near the window that Timi's already weakened.
Okay.
And suggest that we stand well back.
Mm-hmm.
And considering my knowledge of explosives, work out some way to make it go bang when I'm nowhere near it.
Yes, well, considering that a glow jar is intended as a light source and not a pyrotechnic device, that might be the rub.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Timi knows about these things, but apparently didn't tell you last time, because I recapped and found out she didn't. But you worked out for yourself that these things would go boom,
Mm-hmm.
and spray horrible phosphorescent filth everywhere. Much burny, not good. The question is how to make it detonate. The method you know is to shake and throw.
Yes. But she's not very good at throwing. But she's very good at explosives.
Yeah.
So...
Well, the throw is considered part of the explosives role.
Okay.
It's knowing where to throw it, as opposed to like nailing things with pinpoint accuracy. It's knowing to throw it far enough away, basically.
Is there anywhere up on this roof we can shelter from this going boom?
Downstairs, basically. Although if you do, it will be like almost as close as you can get to this thing.
What if we were the other side?
If you were the other side of the roof, there'd be more distance, but it wouldn't necessarily be safer. There's nothing to hide behind.
We could, in theory, sort of corner it. So lob round corner and run back.
Yeah. Yeah. You could even try and chuck it onto the roof if you wanted.
Interesting.
So how hard does this thing need to be thrown against the window? Does it just need to create enough just to kind of create like a smash and then a...
This stuff essentially, it's energetic and nasty. The explosion is caused by shaking it. Shaking it agitates it and sets off the chemical reaction. Throwing it is just getting it away from you. The impact is incidental to the explosion. The explosion is going to happen once you aggravate it significantly.
So it's shaking it that's the issue. So I wonder if we could rig something up so that it is dangling in front of the window and then we then shake it from a distance. So maybe using some of the twine that I still have. is I think we've got, if I check, 8 meters left of twine. If we attached it to the window, we attach sort of around once and then attach it both sides, stand the other side of the building and kind of shake it like that by pulling either end. And then when it goes boom, we're the other side of the building.
Wow, you guys are making chucking some Mentos into a Diet Coke really complicated.
Well, yeah.
This is what happens when you punish us with suffering.
Not my fault.
No, it wasn't. But we could. I don't know how else we could shake this thing without being not close to it.
Mm-hmm.
You do know it's not instantaneous. This thing takes a while to build up. In fact, you Timi, we actually stated back in episode 3 that you have seen people do this. Like, shake it gently, it just agitates it, and the light is it makes some light, and you hang it up, and it makes a source of light without a flame, which is quite handy for engine rooms. Shake it too much, and it goes up. It sprays phosphorus everywhere, then hits the oxygen and bursts into flame. And yes, I know in real life that's not how it works, but...
So technically we could agitate it, stick it next to the window and run.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's somewhere between shaking up a Coke can and a Molotov cocktail. But a horrible, powerful white phosphorus Molotov cocktail.
And is there a ledge where we could put this next to the window?
There is a small window ledge, but it's not wide enough to stand this on.
Assumedly, if they were intended to be lights, there would be like a little handle that you would attach it to a hook.
Well, this is the particular jar that this is in is like one of the ones you get to keep pasta in with a lever on. So it has like a metal assembly to swing on the lid, and you put a hook on that.
We could
hang this on a hook.
We could just shake it up and stick it on the nail.
Yeah.
That is currently embedded into the glass.
You could indeed. It's almost like someone thought of that. Not me, naturally. I don't know if you're going to do it, but hey, it's almost like it.
We should definitely do that.
Okay. Is someone going to give Zeke this important mission? As the illiterate fellow who didn't know what this thing was going to do, and handed it to you, having paid for it a day and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke is still very much intent on finding this hidden panel.
Mm. Okay. So, ladies, it's a question of: are you two shaking? Is one of you shaking this up, or are you going to get Zeke to do it? And even if you want, you might want to tell Zeke it's happening. Because at the moment he's like squinting at a door.
Okay, Timi's going to volunteer to shake this thing, see if she's seen it on the floor.
Okay.
Could possibly legitimately argue she knows how much to shake it up.
You could legitimately argue that she knows how much to not shake it up. She knows the threshold of failure for these things. So yeah. She knows, like, oh god, this is dangerous now.
Yep. Anita would hand the jar over and go tell Zeke that now would be a good time to move away from that window to what she deems is a safe area.
This door is like reinforced metal, isn't it?
It has metal panels on it, at least on the outside.
Okay. Um, to Zeke, that is a good enough hiding spot. There's a metal door and a metal enough door and two walls between me and the explosion.
There's only... It's the next wall around from you.
Yeah,
There's no others in.
Yeah.
So it's literally just around the corner from you.
Anita would pull you away from there.
Okay.
Okay. So,
It would be.
so the jar is shook. The jar is shook. Mounted upon the nail.
Mounted upon the nail, and Timi is
Where are
going
you going?
to leg it around to the other side of the building.
Other side of the building. Lilth, where are you going?
Yeah, other side of the building.
Zeke,
As
where are you
far
going?
away as possible.
Where he is told, so the other side of the building.
Okay, you're all going to the other side of the building. Excellent. Right. How will we do this, eh? Lilth roll a d6, everyone else roll a d4.
Six.
1.
3.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
Yeah, that wasn't very high. That was a total of 14. So yeah, the jar goes up like a treat. You see it sort of fizz and the glow increases, and the top eventually just bursts off, and you see a cloud of gas rush out, and little like chunks of stuff bubble out of it and hit the ground and burst into flames, and then the gas ignites, and there's a fair explosion. It's very bright. It fizzles a lot as well. It's quite unpleasant. The smell as well is terrible. And after the bright light fades and the smell subsides a little, you notice a hole in the floor. And a very, very, very charred window. The roof of the penthouse you're hiding behind seems to be on fire. The floor next to the penthouse seems to be on fire. The wall of the penthouse on the other side seems to be on fire. There's a lot of fire. A great deal of fire on this tarred roof. But you don't see any holes. The people inside the room are definitely laying on the floor.
Seeing this and understanding that the roof is on fire, Zeke will head round to the front door. Because in order to make an escape, there only appears to be one door.
There does only appear to be one door. Yes. So as you walk around, you do notice that the floor, the tar, is there's a fire on the tar. It's slowly spreading. It's not spreading wildly quickly. The flash point is a ways away. It seems to be spreading in the other direction, towards the stairs. For the moment, but yeah, you're standing there. You're looking through the little window. The glass now is quite charred and smoke blackened. Around around sort of the back and side. But yeah, you're staring at Daniel once again as he sort of as he fumbles in one of the sort of chests of drawers around the side. Because I seem to remember they said there were sort of chests of drawers and low furniture. It seemed to be where he was pulling these clothes out from. And he's sort of fumbling with a ring of keys. The first of which he uses. The guy on the chaise lounge is clearly angry with him. And the first he uses to unlock a manacle on his ankle.
Zeke can wait.
Hmm?
Zeke can wait.
Yeah. Okay. Like the Predator, Zeke waits. And, yes. This young fella, he comes to the door. You hear the key, like, rattle on in. You know, someone clearly shaken. A large explosion with very bright light has gone off right next to him. And you hear the key going in the door. And you hear a bang. And there's a splatter of blood on the window.
Okay. Is there anything akin? Could I argue anything to do with an idea-esque role? Because I know what to do in a situation like this due to my profession. That if it's a multi-lock and the key is in there, you just turn it from the outside and it will open. But whether Zeke knows this is a different question.
So Zeke grew up on the road.
Mhm.
Exactly how larcenous you want to make his travels down from the nebulous north were with his dad, no less, is up to you. Is this something Zeke would reasonably know? As a woodsman?
I can't
hunter?
argue it I can't think of a reasonable way to argue it, so no.
Fair enough. But you know where the key is. Yeah. Very handy, that.
Mm.
If you find a way in, at least you know where the key is now. And there were other keys on that ring. I shall have to look at my notes here and try and find where the fuck Daniel is and cross him out. Because it doesn't appear that he's going to be much of an issue anymore. But yeah. So, ladies, you are standing as far away from the explosion as reasonably possible, and far enough from the edge of the roof not to fall off, if there is such a thing as a shockwave, because I understand that you are relatively sensible. Yes, you see the young fella with this long sleeve shirt functioning as an apron to cover his modesty, rummaging through one of the low chests of drawers, pulling out a ring of keys, unlocking the manacle around his ankle, around his left ankle. Fuck it, why not? Let's work some details in. Get a fairly pleasant view while he's doing so. And you see him step smartly to the door, and receive a single pistol shot to the back of the head as he places the key in the door. He falls to the floor. But as he does so, you notice that he holds the back of his neck. He has time to do so. He doesn't land in a crumpled heap.
From that, could we assume that he didn't perish?
You could at least assume that he didn't perish immediately. He doesn't appear to be moving. You're not there to check his pulse, but...
Okay. When obviously the fire went up, you have the roof is on fire. The external or internal wall is on fire?
The external wall.
But not the internal?
No.
Okay. And is it still on fire? Can we get to that nail?
Yes. It's still on fire. The glass itself isn't on fire, but the wall and floor below it are.
Wall and floor. Yeah, that rather
And the
stops
soffit and roof above it.
The roof is on fire above it.
Yes.
So we could legitimately say they're going to have to come out at some point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. One could legitimately say that we don't need no more water.
Yeah, based on that, I think I'm going to go round with Zeke. Timi is going to go and wait by the door. She's killed enough prostitutes to warrant another one dying.
That's not a reassuring sentence, you realise. But yes, you stand there, for a few moments. Painfully aware that a loud explosion has gone off and there is a fire on top of a prominent building. The second fire of a prominent building on this corner of the square in as many days.
That wasn't us.
As Timi comes round, Zeke will turn to Timi and say, "Do you happen to get a look at the back of that door, by any chance?" What was it made of?
The door that we're in front of.
Yeah.
Isn't it, well, it's some kind of metal, isn't it?
It looks like it's metal panelled from the outside.
I will take from this the fact that no one has rolled like a retroactive perception or anything. That no one paid attention. At the time, it wasn't important to you.
No.
I will literally take your answer of I think it was metal or something, wasn't it? As canon, as we do with all discussions, unless you declare it out of character. So yeah, you're all pretty much sure that this door is made of metal. Also, just as a side note, Timi would recall that when you stuck a nail in this guy's leg a few days ago, he didn't flinch. He was crying and he shat himself, but that was because you'd killed all his minders.
Yes.
So you're not even entirely sure if he's capable of getting to this door and unlocking it.
Yes, because he didn't move and he was carried.
Yes.
Is there much of a gap underneath the door?
Not notable, no. I mean, also inside there are like nice thick shag carpets.
Yeah.
Inside is a very pleasant, well-appointed place.
And we can assume from the fact that the windows are so thick that the walls are also made of something quite sturdy.
Well, you do know that at least 2 of the walls are the original building walls. And the rest of this building has been built around this original building. So at least 2 of these walls have stood for 100 years and still look solid. 2 of them may in fact have been the original sightings of these windows. The other ones may have come from elsewhere.
And is one of those walls the one that's on fire?
Yes. No, actually no. No. The wall you were hiding behind was one of them, and the wall facing the stairs was the other.
Okay, so the one with the door on it, and the one that's on fire, is new material.
Yes.
Which we said was sort of anything they could cobble together.
Generally, but this is, we also previously said that this is probably the best looking part of this building. Doesn't necessarily mean it's great. It just means that they've actually put some effort into reclaiming materials for it. It's not plywood and fish wire. So,
okay,
you're standing here on a roof with a fire that's spreading towards you and him, which is visible from the ground. A plume of smoke is rising, tarry smoke.
As it spreads closer and Zeke starts to become less patient given the increasing chance of burning to death, I think he's going to try and kick the door in.
Yeah, go on.
10. Non-natural 12.
Yeah, you line up what you're pretty sure is an excellent kick. You take a few steps back. You've heard about people doing this. You take 2 steps. You lift your knee to your chest, which isn't entirely pleasant, and you let forth a big old stamping kick, and You land your foot like heel first on the door, and it hurts. Oh Jesus, does that hurt? Your knee goes crunch in an uncomfortable way, and the door. It's a locked metal door. It might have moved a bit. You might have imagined it.
Did we say we could see the hinges?
No.
Was that no? We didn't say it, or can we not?
No one has inquired as to where the hinges are.
Where are the hinges?
You can't see the hinges.
That at least means we know that the door opens inwards.
Or that it swings both ways and the hinges are in the wall. So yes, you have kicked the door. You have attempted to ram a nail through a window. You have set off a firebomb on a tarred roof. The fire is spreading.
Right, we know we can get in there with a nail if we go through it enough, eventually. Do we still have access to the brick?
No.
Box. Are there any other bricks that
There
can
are a
be
great many bricks.
lifted from the wall?
Doesn't Timi carry a nail gun? Essentially, a device designed to replace a hammer or such type implement.
Yes, but if you let it go next to the window, isn't there a chance of it ricocheting back and then there only being 2 players left?
I don't know what gave you the idea that I would be that cruel. But as you stand there musing this over, you hear a rather unpleasant crack, and the roof sort of sags a bit.
As Zeke moves from the doorway and looks around the corner in the direction of this blaze, how many in feet of fire is there between me and the stairway?
Feet of fire? Well, if we assume that this roof is about 30 feet across, in front to back, and maybe about 50 in the other dimension, about 20 feet of fire. And the fire is starting to creep around the corners on both sides.
That would need to be some hell of a
There appears to be a small hole in the roof in the middle somewhere.
Okay.
You can see sort of flaming material dripping down in.
More bothered about his own safety than whatever the Salties require. Zeke is going to make his way around the other way, sort of along the wall that we hit against, and try and make for them stairs.
Yeah.
And say to the others as he goes, "Looks, ladies, like time's up. We best be off."
As you get round to the other side of this at the other side of the roof, you are walking full into the horrible, phosphorus infused tarry smoke. So I will require a what should we say?
Physical
exposure or poison? What do we think? Exposure. It's more of a generalized hazard, isn't it?
Okay.
Heat and toxic fumes. And if you two want to follow him, it'll be the same for you.
10.
Yeah, I
10. 10. Woo. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's better than my roll.
Yeah.
'Cause I've got -2 to exposure, so that's 7.
Oof.
Yeah.
Is Timi following them? or is Timi going to crack on with whatever she was planning to do? Is the promise of torture burning bright in her heart?
Timmy's going to stay.
Okay. Right. God. What do I do to you two? Screw it. You've both failed an exposure test, so both gain a level of exposure.
I now have 4 levels of exposure.
4 levels of exposure. What does that do to a person?
Exposure. I don't know. You tell me.
Alright, 4 levels of exposure is another d6 damage.
Yay.
It's from your current, not your maximum, so it's 3 points of damage. Alright.
Yeah.
What about Zeke? How's Zeke
One
making
level
out?
Oh, hold on. Oh no, it's against cold. Never mind. I am on 1 level of exposure.
Excellent. You are slightly uncomfortable. That's the literal read up for it. Slight discomfort, nothing unusual. You know. So yeah. But Anita comes through it like hacking and coughing. But you know, fair enough.
Can I argue physical endurance to sort of make a dash through this smoke and flame to get to the stairs and down?
Oh no, you've managed it.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
like this is what happens while you're getting there, sort of thing.
Okay.
You know. But yeah, you two are both, you know, pounding the way down the stairs. You know, I assume you're just leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, you two are just leaving.
Heading back the way I came in.
Yeah.
Through
Okay.
the smashed stairs.
Yeah. As you come down the stairs, you pass the Tudor room, and the door is half open, and you can see the rather fetching young gentleman in the Elizabeth I outfit, desperately trying to put the flames out with a bucket of water.
Gonna shout as we go past the door. It's not gonna work. The whole roof's on fire. You might want to get out and keep going.
Yes. As you pass, you see him throw this bucket of water onto a lump of something horrible that's coming in through the ceiling, and you see it explode into bright white flame. But yeah, but by then you're gone. You're off. Right, we will rejoin you at some point on the bottom floor. Right. So, Timi, you are faced with a door, a spreading fire, a trapped paraplegic man who's just murdered his boy toy, and a growing cloud of toxic fumes.
Right. So Timmy's got a bit of a beef with this guy. So it's going to go back over to the wall that she kicked in earlier, and see if she can grab another brick.
Okay, give me an exposure test. You're walking through the same cloud of filth they did.
Let's do this. Okay. 9.
Yeah, that's a level of exposure.
Yeah.
Where's that stand you?
1.
1. Okay, yeah. It scratches on your throat a bit. You're not feeling great, but you get on with it.
Okay. So strength to get another brick.
No, you've smashed this piece of wall pretty comprehensively. I think you just yank the other half of the brick that was loose off. It's like, kunk, right, there we are. So yes, you have a second half brick.
Okay. I have my half brick. Let's do this exposure. Oh god, I'm gonna count now. 12. Not natural.
What?
12.
12. What, is that another exposure? Is that? Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you took in a deep breath of something horrible and went, oh, fuck no, but resisted your urge to take another breath until you were out of the smoke. So yes, you have a half brick.
Right. So she is now going to take another nail, and use her other half brick to ram this nail into the window on the opposite side. There is no fire.
Okay. Alright, go ahead.
10 plus strength, so 14.
Can't remember what you got last time.
16.
16. Yeah, the nail sticks in. You know, you see the same, similar sort of pattern of cracks, but you don't see any notable chunk flying out the other side.
It's fine, just going to give it another whack.
I'd say after a sort of half dozen whacks, you know, eventually you see a similar sort of thing.
Cool.
The window on this side seems to be, you know, it's sitting in its original setting, in its original frame. It's a little sterner, but you've given it 7 whacks with a half brick now, and you know exactly what you're doing.
Okay. And we've got some cracks appearing in the window now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So now there are some cracks appearing in the window. She's going to aim point blank at the largest crack and fire the nail gun.
Dunk! Nope.
Ooh!
The nail gun does not fire.
Nail gun does not fire.
It appears that pistol whipping a plate glass window with it didn't do it much good.
No, apparently not. Okay. In which case, she is going to give the window a... rather than hitting it directly, she's actually going to lob the brick at the window from vague distance.
Okay.
So she can get a good old...
Yeah. Yeah, you chuck the brick at the window. It leaves a little like orange puff of brick dust on it, and one of the cracks gets a little bigger. Once again, you hear a rather uncomfortable sounding crunch from the other side of the room, like the other side of this room, and you notice that one of the corners of this room is starting to sag.
Okay. He's clearly going to just fall to wherever. And probably get his comeuppance anyway.
You notice as you've been spending this whole time basically glaring at this window and chucking things at it, trying to break it. You have noticed that he's there, like frantically going through his belongings. He's got a small bag of belongings with him on his chaise lounge, as he did before, and he's frantically going through it. And he pulls out something small and metallic. And it clearly has like a black seam around the middle. And it has a large, grey blob on the top, which he's hitting. And you see his face illuminated with blue-white light. And you see him dabbing at it. And he puts it to his face. And you see him shouting.
Stairs that the others went down.
Mm-hmm.
Are they close to the area where the wall got kicked out?
Yes. Yes.
I'm not sure Timi wants to go through the building now she knows that the corner of the top is actually about to fall through. So she's going to head towards that gap. Bear with her on this one. She knows what she's doing.
Okay.
She's going to go towards the gap because the wall knocked through into the beer cellar.
Yeah.
How far down is that?
Like, you're on the 3rd story up.
That's in the cellar, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you know, to re-evoke the Ezio Auditore defense, like, you could survive.
With the walls being quite as crap as they are, could she potentially climb down?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be a pleasant climb.
She could potentially argue.
I mean, there is a large sign on the front of this building as well.
Could she argue dexterity to attempt to at least climb partially down?
You could argue dexterity for looking for finger holds, yeah, I'd say. But it would definitely be strength to, or some kind of physical endurance to hold on.
In which case, let's physical endurance the hell out of this.
Okay, so you decide to nope the nope out of there, and as you go, is it you going to the front or the back? The fire is blowing towards the back.
Towards the front.
Okay, so you go to the front. You reach onto the back of the butt sign. At this point, you realise that where the roof is subsiding, it's twisted the door out of true in its frame. And there is clearly a gap at the top right-hand corner where the door is twisting.
And could that legitimately open the door?
Yes, yeah, the key seems to be on the right side of the door. You could just reach over and dink. Although, that is assuming that the door will now open, having twisted. At the very least, you could potentially secure yourself a soft landing.
Yeah, it's fair. What are we rolling?
I don't know. What do you want to roll?
I guess if she's holding on, it could be a strength or either strength or physical endurance.
You're still climbing. You're not gonna. This isn't tempting you, is it?
This is not. Oh, is it tempting me? I don't know. Yeah, it's tempting me.
Yeah.
Okay. That's got to be a dexterity, I guess.
Well, no, you can just reach through and do it.
Okay. Yeah, in which case, yes.
It's just a case of, are you committing to standing here when there's a raging fire?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you reach on through. It's now getting uncomfortably hot. You reach on through, tink, pull the door open. It's a little stiff, but fair enough. And the body of Daniel slumps out. Do you pocket the keys? Do you take that extra time?
I think she probably would pocket the keys.
Cool. Yeah, she's a bit of a tea leaf. We knew this. You established this at the beginning. Yeah. She tea leaves the keys, and you go in, and there is Bill. Like, what the bloody hell are you doing here? Why are you destroying everything? Why is everybody dead?
Got a bone to pick with you, or rather, a bone to pick out of you.
Oh shit! It's you.
Yep. So you killed my friend?
No, that was the other one.
That was on your orders.
Well, look, there's a fire. We're all gonna die.
Oh, you are, yeah.
Save me, and I can make it worth your while. I can pay. I can forget you were ever here.
I think you can forget we're here anyway. More I want. You might be able to help with. What's Al up to? And I talk quickly.
I mean, it would be better to talk somewhere else. Are you sure you wouldn't rather go for a drink or a meal? Anywhere else? Look, there's a fire. We're gonna die. Why are you being such a
Wasting
brat?
time. Think you find I can run out of here? You can't. Keep talking.
Oh, that's just low. Hit a man while he's down.
All right. And then she punched him in the face.
Oh, bitch! Spit some teeth. Apparently he's just not very well put together. His pieces appear to be loose. Just get me down, I'll tell you anything you want.
What? He's sitting on a chaise on.
Yeah. He's sort of sprawled on it, but yeah.
Okay. How easy is this thing going to be to drag?
Considering that he has 4 large men carry it, probably not. In terms of ease, no.
Okay.
The floor once again cracks, and the whole room now is on a bit of a kilter. The window with all the charred filth on it cracks in half.
Okay.
The corner of the roof starts to fall in.
Is he wearing any particularly sort of obvious jewellery on his hands?
Yes.
Excellent.
He is wearing particularly obvious jewellery everywhere.
So, Timi has a very small pocket knife that she hasn't managed to use so far because it's been too small. It's a little bit like a sort of thing that you'd use for peeling fruit. She's going to offer her hand as if she's going to help him, and then kind of grab his hand and just cut off his fingers. Preferably the ones with really unique jewellery.
Okay. Yeah, he offers you a hand full of gaudy sovereign rings and all the other kind of crap that you'd expect someone this horrible to wear. He appears to have at least 3 rings on every finger. His fingers are crusted to the point where you can barely move them.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that you attempt to swipe off all his fingers with a knife. But what you in fact get is you get his index finger from the second phalanx up, with the accompanying rings. You've chopped in, hit the big sovereign ring, and skittered back up. But you are carrying Bill's right index finger.
Excellent. That's going to go in the same pocket as Roger's now slowly degrading ear. And she's just going to take off the sovereign ring and pocket that too. And just before she leaves, she's just going to stab him just above the kneecap. Just to see if her thoughts were correct on whether he felt it.
That's just bloody rude.
She's going to remove the knife, just wipe it on him, pocket it, and go, yeah, thought so, and leave.
Yeah. Okay. You mad bitch! What are you doing? I can make you rich!
And yeah, she's going to continue her climb down the outside of the building.
Excellent. Yeah, the floor of this building the floor continues to tilt. The roof just falls in in that way when you watch someone's shed burning and the roof just flaps in half like a piece of wet paper. Yeah, it just swings in and engulfs his side of the room in flame. You don't see Bill anymore.
Does she smell bacon is the question.
No, she doesn't smell anything over the tar and burning piss and shit. And the Tudor room. Yes, you. Unfortunately, being that it's Timi, like, I can't describe the horrific shrieks and pain and agony, and give her any reason to look down through the hole in the roof and see people burning to death, because she won't hear them. So, yeah, you climb down the sign at the front, and when you've give me your physical endurance for that. Yeah, because you are battered, you are tired, your throat hurts. 13? Yeah, it's not graceful, but it's survivable. You bark your shins. You get a nice little paper cut that you're gonna know about for a few days, sort of thing. You get some rust in it just to really fuck things up. But you're now dangling by your hands, like, over the main entrance of this place, next to the corpse of the dude you threw off a little while ago.
Is he soft?
He's probably softer than the ground.
Excellent. I'm going to jump onto him.
Okay. Give me any kind of roll, justify one.
Charisma. Jumping onto a corpse. Do it in style.
Oh, God. If you attempt to if you explain to me why this would use your charisma, I may allow it.
So there is a corpse on the floor. I'm jumping from a sign, from a burning building, onto a corpse, and if anyone is there, I need to look like, it's impressive. So there'll be more.
What do you say when you hit the ground and the crowd look round and like, what's the one? What is, like, the Batman Returns-esque one-liner that you come out with to make it okay? That you've just jumped off a roof onto a corpse.
Oh God. So I'm going to land, turn around, and the response will be, wasn't me.
Give me your charisma.
12.
Yeah, the three blue coats standing over the corpse. Like, what happened to? Which one was it? What happened to Martil? They're just like, you stand on you jump from this sign onto their mate's chest. I go, wasn't me. They're having none of it. They are utterly unconvinced, and yeah, they make a grab. They're going to make a grab for you. At this point, we'll go back to our other two craven cowards. So you are running from the danger, the terrible danger you caused. Yes, you've just seen Elizabeth I's crossplay male prostitute get engulfed in phosphoric flame. And you're pounding it down to the first floor. Are you warning anyone? There's a fire? Or are you just leaving?
I don't think Zeke would want the extra attention, so would just be leaving as swiftly as possible.
Okay.
After the last time Anita was in a building that was burning and tried to help and got her almost arrested, she's not going to say anything.
Okay.
Until she thinks she's going to make it out the building, and then she's just going to yell fire.
Okay, so a ropey man in a dodgy hat and a big coat. And a trademarked Italian plumber, once known as Jumpman, run through a crowded strip club, hand in hand. so they don't lose each other in the crowd. Big white gloves included. And drawing some odd looks, I say. You're a little bit sooty. You're like, bloody hell, what are they going to? Jesus. And once again, you've got Jessie up on stage, singing her heart out. And yeah, you take a little while to push through the crowd. There's a lot of people. People came in to get their fucking drink on. You've set fire to another brothel. Yeah, you are pushing through this crowd for what seems like an interminably long time. You have to pass the bar to get out of the front door because someone has designed this place well. So the queue of people at the bar stops people from leaving. And as you burst out into, well, I was going to say sunlight, but it's dark. Or it's getting dark. As you burst out into the cooling evening, you see Timi fall from above and land with 2 feet on the chest of the corpse that you deposited onto the market square earlier, and immediately get seized by 3 blue coats.
Anita probably would have headed for the way she went in, the back way, through the cellar.
Oh yes, you were going that way, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Where would Zeke go?
Zeke would probably just follow Anita.
Fair enough. Okay, so, retcon. You did not come out the front. You will not be helping your friend. You have snuck out through the back. Zeke briefly getting lost in the darkness of the cellar. And actually, this works for time a bit better as well. You run in through the bits to find the back stairs back out demolished. A bunch of bricks have fallen from the roof and destroyed the stairs out. So you are currently sort of 7 feet underground with your only way out through the back destroyed.
Can Zeke give Anita just like a 2-handed boost up?
Of course you can, yeah. Give it a shot. Beaten, bruised, burned, choked. Surrounded by booze that's free.
So 13 on strength.
Let's face it, that plumber's outfit's fucking heavy. It's getting a bit annoying at this point. It's kind of oversized, like mascotty. You manage it. It's not comfortable by any stretch. But yeah, you managed to get Anita out just. I mean, you boost her, but she's still got to climb another 4 feet in this ridiculous costume, which she still hasn't doffed for some reason.
She will once she gets out.
Okay.
She's kind of running for her life at the moment.
Yeah. You're running for your life. Are you helping Zeke?
Yeah, she'll try and help Zeke out.
Okay. You're going to attempt to reach down and pull Zeke out, or
reach down to help lift Zeke out, but she's probably not going to be able to lift him.
Okay. Well, Zeke, you're going to have to climb then.
Okay. Do I get any bonuses if Anita's helping me?
Yeah, the DC's lower.
Okay. 11, not natural.
Yeah, you sort of hang there, like one hand holding Anita's, like just scrabbling at the broken stairs for an embarrassingly long time. Just like you feel like the blush start to really bite on your cheeks. You're starting to feel tired. You're aware that you're not doing as well as you were a few moments ago. Like you slip in an embarrassing and slightly painful fashion. And then you just sort of... and then at that point you notice that the third from top step has like a little stump protruding. And you manage to sort of lever yourself up using that and her hand. And you finally sort of manage to just flop your torso outside. Drag yourself up in the most sort of, drowning man being dragged into a lifeboat sort of way. But you two are out. Now, Anita, you know your way back around the side of this place.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously the most inconspicuous place to be right now would be out front going, I was never in there.
Yeah, she's going to take off the Italian plumber costume.
Yes. You notice as you take it off that all of the red parts are reversible and are green on the inside.
She's going to throw it back down into the cellar and then kind of lead Zeke round to the front of the building to start spectating. Excellent.
As you get out round the front, you see that thing that we saw. You see Timi dive Lara Croft style off of the lodge and rather inappropriate sign of butts and land, toes down, gymnast style, on the chest of Martiln, the man that was thrown off the roof earlier. And you see some blood just fly out of his mouth and land back on his face. And his three mates, all blue coats, immediately hear whatever she had to say and grab her. But they all seem to be the one who want to be the one who grabs her. So come here, my collar. You get the impression bringing in someone who's killed a blue coat. There's a bonus in that. Each of them wants to be the one who gets it. So yeah. Right, Timi, come back. There will be 2 incoming grapples. Because let's face it, the third guy just gets in the way. I have only got 2 d12s. Oh god. Yeah. So I need 2 opposing grapples.
Okay, so one opposing grapple is going to be an 8. And the other is a 12.
Excellent. Well, I had a 7 and a 9. So these 2 dudes, in true bullshit Disney style, lurch towards you. One lays a hand on your forearm. The other one grabs you by the collar, and as they try and cement their grips, they headbutt each other and sort of let go, and they're what the fuck? And the third guy's just standing there whoa, what do I do? Which way do I go? He was clearly trying to be the guy who just helps his mate and gets a little on the side. Yeah, they sort of nut each other and give you an opportunity to break away.
Excellent. At which point, Timi is going to run hell for leather towards the market.
Excellent. Run hell for leather towards the market. What are the other 2 of you doing?
Do these blue jackets seem to have noticed us in as far as...
No, you're just random people on the street to them. I mean, you're they haven't looked at you yet. If they did, your description has been circulated.
Okay. In the most nonchalant fashion available to Zeke, he will sort of try and blend in with the crowd and make his way towards the market in the direction that he saw Timi belting it.
Okay.
Anita would be doing the same thing.
Okay. So sneaks from both of you then. Sneaky, sneaky people.
14.
7.
Okay, yeah. Once again, Zeke just pulls up the collar of his shirt, his jacket, pulls down his new hat hands in pockets, and just disappears into the crowd. And he just like walks through like the line of like the next kebab cart, and when he comes out the other side, he's just indistinguishable from everyone else. Anisha just goes and stands in the line of the kebab cart. She's like, I'm blending in. People are like, do you mind? I'm trying to remember what I want to order. But yeah, you're not bringing. It's not like you're standing there singing, but at the same time, you are clearly you, standing in a line at a kebab cart. You know, you're not drawing attention to yourself, but you're not really sneaking. Yeah. One of the two guards who, the guy who didn't headbutt anyone, let's say, suddenly realizes if he does something quick, he could make a few bucks here. So he is going to whip out his pistol and fire blindly into the marketplace in the general direction of the fleeing fugitive. And crit.
Oh,
Fuck. I didn't think I could do that anymore. But yeah, he fires blindly into the marketplace with his pistol. Oh god, this is going to be fun. And does... Oh, that's alright then. He only does 9 damage.
Oh, bollocks.
Who?
To Timi. Let's say... Oh. And it's a crit. So let's say he hits you solidly in the meat of the left thigh. And you go down like a sack of shit.
What point are you unconscious?
0.
That'll be me.
Precisely 0?
Precisely 0.
Excellent. Yeah. He blows out a large chunk of meat from your thigh, and you fall like a sack of crap. Like over a market stall. Like you like through the side, like through the cloth wall of a market stall, like onto the table where like their wares are. You know, and people start scattering. You know, gunfire in the goddamn marketplace is never going to go down well. And you hear this blue jacket like, woohoo, yeah, I got it. I was like, you fucking idiot. But yeah, you if you two are still watching, you see these three closing in on Timi as she lays salambant and unconscious in the market. Literally in the market.
Seeing this go down, Zeke will head over in that direction, so still blending in with the crowd. And he'll try and cover Timi. And, like, knowing he can't shift her quickly enough that she's just gone down and these blue jackets are closing in, sort of dip one hand in the pool of blood that is gushing from Timi's leg and drag it away so it looks like Timi's made a crawl for it through the market. Mm-hmm. He's used to hitting animals that then crawl off to die somewhere.
Yeah.
So at least they might be...
So what are you doing with Timi? You're making a blood trail, but what are you doing with Timi?
Covering her with debris that may have been left from this stall. Like, the lighter stuff, but enough to hide the body. For the blue jackets...
You haven't got much time here. You're going to have to run into the marketplace ahead of the 3 people who just shot her. Flip a table, basically, and then leave a fake blood trail. Like, this is going to be incredibly demanding, if even possible. However, there have already been gunshots in the marketplace. You are unseen. and she's known to have accomplices. Might this be the time?
Does Anita have any sort of firearms about her person?
She does.
She has Marcia.
Mm-hmm.
Hate to rush you.
How many other blue jackets are there in this market?
You can see 3. You know they tend to walk around in 2s.
Okay. I suppose seeing little other choice, Zeke will have to unholster Tilly and take a shot.
Excellent. Who are you shooting? You have the two large brutish idiots who headbutted each other, and you have the guy holding a smoking gun in his hands.
I think I'm going to go for the guy with the gun.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah. Crowded marketplace, failing light, but for a rifle of Tilly's caliber, close, easy. This is an untroublesome distance.
I kind of want to use a legendary point for this.
Then do it.
Yeah.
If you want to, then you know you should be.
Right, that's better. That is a 13.
A 13. Yeah, you fire a very loud rifle shot into the marketplace towards these guys. It doesn't hit the guy you're aiming at. It does, however, hit the stall he's walking past. And, it's like a street meat stall, because there's lots of those around, and we love them. And when you hit it, it snaps one of the canes holding the sign upright, like over the top, like the little canopy sign, and it swings round and bats the gun out of his hand. And he freaks. he dives after his gun and hides behind the thing. And you see him picking it up, scrabbling around with it on the floor, oh fuck, just come on! You see him pick up with shaking hands. His mates all the other 2 friends, they duck into cover too, and you hear them shouting. We're gonna shoot her!
Anita, seeing all this, she's gonna dive for cover next to Timi and try and bring her round.
Yeah, fair enough.
Medicine, I'm guessing?
Yep. It'll be a pure medic.
That's a botch. And I don't think I've got any legendary points. No, I don't have.
Ironically, you actually have some stim, which would have done this for free. But
yes,
you dive in. You attempt to. Oh god, you dive in. You attempt to assess her wounds, and you can't find the hole. There's lots of blood. You know she's been hit, but you can't find the wound. And just bear in mind, this is failing light, lots of blood under a canopy, in a panicking market. That's fair enough. And you shred the leg of her new trousers trying to find this hole. And if we were to say there was some kind of ongoing issue that would gauge whether Timi was moving closer to death, she is a step closer to death due to your bungling.
She may have stim, but she doesn't know she's got it because it's one of those unidentified things she's got.
Excellent. So yes, we go back to the two Egypts.
Can Zeke try and disappear back into the fleeing crowd after taking this shot?
You're in the crowd. They haven't looked for you yet.
Okay.
You're just the mysterious sniper in the crowd somewhere. You've just literally swung up your rifle and gone pow. Like there are lots of people with rifles and shit around. Anyway, yeah, these two Egypts. They're currently hiding in markets. They are going to both just like frenziedly look around with their guns out. Oh fuck. One of them has clearly like spotted where Timi has fallen. He can see there's someone there standing over her. And he's 13. The other one, he's just flailing. He's just flailing around. He's got a gun. He's panicking. He stands up. He starts like batting civilians out the way. Hitting panicking people, which is always a good sign when you're a law enforcement. And he grabs a passing child like, around the shoulder. Like as a riot shield. You recognise it as Herb. And he starts sort of edging towards his mate, who seems to have an idea of what's going on. And he sends a few shots like flying out into the crowd, but it doesn't seem to do much. He's sort of firing over everyone's head to like, in that way that people do, like they're trying to calm the panic by firing wildly in the air. It doesn't really work. Maybe clear a bit of a space around him. But yeah, we are back. We're back to Timi. Right, we're back to the guy who shot Timi. Right, what will he ascertain of the situation? He crits again. Holy crap! Big old crits. Poop. Yeah. So yeah, he's gone like, there's someone helping her. She's got accomplices. And he's gonna like dive out of cover, like and just pelt it across. And like dive for you, like full length dive. He's gonna try to like rugby tackle you.
Me?
No, Anita.
Hey.
The one who's standing over his trophy. All right, give me an opposed grapple then. He is attempting to apprehend you in the manner of the bluecoats.
What do I need to roll for that again?
It is a strength or dexterity. Your choice.
Definitely.
Brute it out or dive aside.
Oh, that's rubbish. 7.
Yeah. He got an 11, so he just pummels you to the ground at this point. Freight train style. If Timi was conscious, she'd notice that you've both stepped on her now. He smacks you to the ground, and he's going to nut you on. He's not letting go. He only does 2 points. But he's like, I've got them. All right, Zeke. You have an Egypt with a hostage. An idiot who's gone over there, and one who's currently laying on the floor, sort of wrapped around the rest of your party members.
The question is, do I play to Zeke's strongest suit?
You mean run away?
And enact the rule of Sir Robin.
Yeah, but insofar as things go, danger is yet to rear its ugly head for Zeke. No one knows where he is, and their focus is entirely upon someone else.
Okay. With that, I think he'll try and get round to the side that Herb isn't, and take a shot at the two guys there. Full faith that Anita has the situation in hand with the blue coat on top of her.
Fair enough. Well, you're going to attempt to some kind of like quick succession double tap the pair of them, or what?
Well, at least the one that has Herb.
Okay, you're going to take down the guy who's got Herb.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Give it a bash. Oh, no legendary points left. There's nothing to save him if you fuck this up.
That is a 13.
Ooh. A 13.
To be fair, it's in the opposite direction.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not like a bad result. It's just not a particularly good result.
It's an 8 on the die. It could be worse.
Oh, yeah. It could definitely be worse. Yeah, fuck it. You catch the guy in the leg, like low down in the ankle. Like you were aiming for like centre mass, but you know the crowd sort of jostles you. You make a last second adjustment. It's like, oh fuck, bam. You know, better shoot down and catch someone non-fatally than shoot up and hit a random bypasser in the head. And like you blow out the guy's ankle. And like you're not entirely sure if his foot's still attached at this point. Roll the damage.
Damage of a big gun is. I know it's D10 base, but
D10 plus big guns.
D10 plus big guns.
The total. Yeah.
5.
D10 plus big guns plus dex. Done. Oof.
D10 plus big guns plus dex.
Yeah.
That is a 9 plus 5 plus 4. So 18.
Do you have 5 ranks in big guns somehow?
Is it just ranks or is it the total at the end?
It's the total. That's plus dex.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, then 14.
14. Yeah, you detach this guy's foot at the ankle. You're pretty sure the bullets hit the other foot as well. He just collapses like a marionette with its strings cut. He pulls Herb down with him, and you hear him like scream in agony because you've just blown his fucking foot off. And you hear Herb scream in terror because he's just been screamed at in agony by a hostage taker. But as far as you're aware, Herb's probably out of danger. This guy, won't last much longer unattended with his leg, severed at the ankle. Legend has it there's important arteries there. So yeah. It's not where you wanted to shoot him, but it's effective. So yes, we have Numbskull number 2. Entirely aware of what's going on. Does he notice where the shot came from? Just felled his mate. No, not at all. No, he's arguably unaware that anything at all has happened. He probably thinks that Herbs need him in the nuts or something. So yes, he is going to crack off a shot in the direction of Timi. Because, let's face it, the bonus is worth it. He botches. He fucking botches. So, in a first ever, I am actually going to use the botch tables that I wrote and find out what happens to this NPC who botches. He rolls a 7 on his botch. God. Oh, wow. These are on the wrong. These tables are on wrong. Oh, that's wonderful. We labelled them wrong on this one. So yes, 7 is hit the deck. The weapon slips from his grip and shoots at a nearby target. Oh, he shoots a nearby stall holder for 1 damage. The bullet he just pulls the trigger so hard that something breaks inside, and the cylinder just falls out of his revolver, hits the ground and goes off. Yeah, and you hear someone scream in the distance, just like a little Wilhelm scream. But yeah, I was really hoping that he was going to be effective. He got. Yeah. Oh, it couldn't last, could it? Anyway, so we are back, I believe, to Anita.
Mm-hmm.
You have a fuckwhip pinning you to the floor.
Remembering how effective those lovely little patches were back in the brothel, she's going to pull out one of those and just slap it on him.
Oh, God, Jesus. Okay. Going to attempt to slap him with a patch.
Yep.
He's going to attempt to take an endurance poison. Nope. So yeah, you slap him with this patch. Is that the second patch? You only had 2, didn't you?
I had 3.
You had 3. Okay.
Yeah.
You slap him with a crash patch. His face turns grey. He
That's an
vomits on
evil
you.
laugh. Nothing new there.
He vomits on you enormously. His sweat starts to stink. It actually gains a colour. You're pretty sure he just shat himself. And he starts to go cold.
Yeah, she's good.
You're pretty sure he's not breathing.
Meh.
In fact, you're absolutely sure he's not breathing anymore. It only takes a few moments this time. This guy is, if anything, less healthy than the wardrobe guy. It was unpleasant to witness the first time. It's even less pleasant to witness up close the second time.
She makes a mental note to try not to do that again.
Yeah.
And tries to get out from underneath the body.
Take an endurance mental.
What's with the 9s tonight? 11. Non-natural.
Yeah. This is going to stay with you. Yeah, you're aware you're going to see this in your dreams for a while. Yeah, this is not going to make for pleasant sleeping. A healer and drug dealer of many years' experience, have poisoned to death 2 men in your presence deliberately.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something that's going to sit well with you. Negligent is one thing. You intentionally murdered 2 men.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to give you any mechanical disadvantages because you actually rolled fairly well. But yeah, it's not sitting great with you. Also, you're probably going to smell this vomit for a long time after you wash it off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you've killed another man. Yeah, so yeah, that's 2. Essentially that's 2 cops dead in the market in full view of everyone. The third one's already gone, so we are back to Timi. Ow! Right, so Zeke. There you are, in the marketplace. This idiot has just dropped his gun.
I think that the only sensible thing to do is to keep shooting.
Okay. Oh.
12.
12. Yeah. On a 12, you hit the stall he's hiding behind. Like, just as he, like, ducks back down. Like, his head was there a moment ago, you fire again. And yeah, you knock like a metal cup off the top of the stall. You know, with like, that classical, like, Western poo. You know, you hear this like pewter cup rattles on the floor, and you hear him like shit, 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 and you see him like crawling away. He hasn't even attempted to like try and work out what's wrong with his gun. He's just leaving it. At this point.
Apart from that botch, I have not rolled above a 10 today.
But yeah, you see him making a run for it. Like, he's quite aware. Like, you've killed at least 3 guards that he knows about tonight. Like, he's running. Like, goodbye.
As he runs, can I take another shot?
Yeah, of course you can.
13.
Yeah.
I've rolled a 7 and an 8.
Okay, yeah. A running target in low light. Yeah. You fire it again, like, it's a similar sort of radius. Like, you get it like near him, but you hit something like inconsequential nearby. Screw it. You blow out the tire of a stand he's running past. Like, someone's got like a wheelbarrow full of stuff. You blow the tire out as he passes it, and he screams. People are now getting out of his way. He's clearly making a run for the fort. He is pelting it hell for leather to the south. He is going to the fort. He is going back to the barracks. He is leaving. If they manage to get this man out on patrol again in the next week, it will be a miracle. But yeah, he's like, no, I'm sorry. I saw nothing. You see him trip on something, and he just vanishes from your eye line. And he's running through the market. You just see him trip.
Let's go and check on Timi.
Right. So yeah. Anita, how's Timi doing?
Anita's going to have a rummage through the drugs she's got to see if she can work out if anything is going to be helpful.
Well, you have some short syringes. They kind of look a bit like EpiPens.
Yep, she's going to use one of those.
Know what Timi has on her.
Not unless you've told her.
Okay.
Or unless you have, like, around your neck, like, in a clear plastic tube, like, reading, like, inject now if dying. Or something, you know.
No, I think we just divided some stuff up at the beginning.
She's going to take one of those syringes that looks like an EpiPen and use it.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how to use these things. You take it, you snap open the end, stab it into a major muscle mass, and depress the big plunger. Within a few moments, Timi, your eyes flicker open. There is a lot of pain. And I mean a fuckload of pain. Like, you can't feel anything from your left knee down, but your left thigh is on fire.
Okay. So I think Timmy's probably going to Bruce Willis this. And going to look down and poke around and have a look and see what's happened.
Yeah. You have a hole that you could probably push an AA battery like through in your thigh.
Nice.
One of the notable things you realise as you sit up is you feel approximately 1 hit point less maximally healthy than you would have before, and you have another level of suffering.
Boo.
And you also feel like after the initial like rush of, oh yeah, I feel great, fucking yes. Like everything feels dreadful. you go from the 5th super coffee of the day to, oh god, I had 5 super coffees yesterday.
Okay.
And I think at that point we should leave it for the night. As the camera will pan out on our 3 intrepid ne'er-do-wells sitting in the aftermath of a gun battle in a marketplace, with Timi staring at the new hole in her leg. Bells are ringing in the distance, like bucket chainers forming, to put out the fires. But there's a rumour that Big Bill might be dead. Herb comes over. It's like, I heard there's a fire at Butts. Can you teach me the letter of my name?
No, boy.
Oh. Fucking outsiders, can't trust him for shit. Just wanders off. And yes, that'll be that for tonight. So yes, that was Monday Nights Get Nuked. I was thirsty, and I peopled the world with horrible, slow reaction timed people who couldn't be relied on to do anything well. I also enabled you to set something very flammable on fire and not all burn to death, so I'm not entirely horrible. So yeah, how did you guys feel about that? And where can we find you online? Let's start with Eivor.
Yes.
That was really good. You'll find me next week with a new set of dice because these are going to jail. That was quite enjoyable. I'm surprised that everyone managed to get out with most of their limbs intact. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Eivor_DNABC. Here on a Monday night, and otherwise in the nebulous north.
So no, soon to be in other places like last week. Wonder what that
There
means.
is soon to be in other places, but I need to hammer out some fine details.
Oh, fair enough. Right. Spanners.
Change. But yes, I am Spanners. I was playing Timi. I'm hoping she survives. I quite like Timi. She's lots of fun. But she is going to have to do something about the hole in her leg, or go full pirate and end up with like a wooden leg or something.
Go full pirate and end up massively wanted with a bad prosthetic.
Yes.
Already halfway there.
Yeah, exactly. She is forging her path. So yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Spanners_BTP. You can find me here on Mondays. You can find me on Dark Dice. And potentially in other places soon. Oh, and on the Teach All About It podcast.
Hey! Oh. That's a lot of places. Where'd you find the time? Jeez.
Don't sleep.
Ah, well, that would help. So, Lilth.
I'm Lilth. I was playing Anita, and you can find me on Twitter at Lilth21, where I just randomly retweet stuff and don't do much, but follow me anyway. You can find me here on a Monday night and on a Saturday night on Kit Battlebeer's channel on Defenders of the Dusk. However, we've just had our season finale, so probably doing some one-shots and other stuff on a Saturday night at 9 p.m. BST.
Ah. So, what did Anita think of actually getting to be a field medic this time?
She didn't do very well.
And her little run as a pissed-up plumber.
She enjoys being a pissed-up plumber. She's not so sure about killing a couple of people and being thrown up on, but she's used to being thrown up on. Yeah. But
now the real question, the one I'm burning to know the answer to, is: did you get rid of the moustache?
Maybe.
Because I could just see Anita getting rid of the rest of the costume and keeping the hat and moustache. I don't know why. I just think that just tickles me somehow. I think
she may have kept the hat.
Fair enough. Which way round?
That would be telling.
Ooh. Oh, yes, it would. Anyway, so there we are. There we have our lovely people and all their details. Don't know if I've already done mine. I probably haven't, have I? There we are. I've got confirmation now. So yes, I was Thirsty. You can find me on Twitter at thirsty_BTP. You can find me on bloodthirstypups.co.uk. You can find me here on Mondays and on Fridays when that happens, because it will at some point, eventually, and maybe in other places if I get off my arse and do it. So yeah, if you tune in and watch us on Twitch, thank you for doing that. That's great because we get people in our chat, and then I get like a little email and it goes like, "You did well." And if you tune in later and watch us on YouTube, it means I've bothered to do that, which is good because I forgot this week and uploaded it while I was setting up this call. So yeah, thanks for doing that. And in short, thank you for tuning in and joining us for our wonderful game in the system that I co-wrote. Because I can't plug that enough. So yeah, cheerio everyone. And I won't use the recorded message because it takes too long to start. So, cheerio, bye-bye, ta-ra. Christ. Well, there we are, all comfortably in outro.
Yay!
My God.
It was eventful.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't hit any of the points that I was expecting you to ask, beat, or torture out of Bill, but hey, I'll have to find new ways of you finding that out.
I just like keeping you on your toes.
I am legitimately going to set these dice on fire, though. that 14 stealth roll was a 7 with my stealth.
Yeah, the highest I rolled was not 11.
Oh, God.
I used 2 different dice and only rolled the highest was an 11.
I can honestly say I got a crit. I got 2 crits in a row.
Yeah.
And then I fucked it up and then it got a botch. So, hey, that's pretty much my luck. So, yeah. Thanks for playing, guys. And
it was fun.
Well, I'm glad. I got to mix in a little combat this time.
Yay!
And people even shot back, which is something they don't normally live long enough to do. So, yeah. I think that's that.